Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone is healthy and doing well. So today we're going into magical worlds, and well, let's see what page that we are coloring today. So here we go. The beautiful fox with all the flowers. And here's our color combination. I've put a book underneath here so that the page is a little bit higher. And I've placed a sheet behind here so that I don't get impressions from this page to that page. And if the ink did transfer from here to that page, you just use an eraser, and it'll erase everything. So let's get started. The first two colors that we'll be using are the 120 sap green light and 920 light green. Now, you can take a screenshot of this just now, or pause and write the colors down. And after that, we'll be using the 937 Tuscan Red, 924 Crimson Red, 921 Pale Vermillion, 109 Prussian Green, 907 Peacock Green, 915 Lemon Yellow. So let's get started. I'm going to zoom in like that. All right. Drink a little bit of water. So how is everybody doing? All right, so I'll be using the sap green light and light green for the background. So this is the 920 light green, and then with the 120 sap green light, I will go over it. There we go. So let's continue here. Now with the sap green light 120. All right. Now with the Prussian Green, we're going to want these pencils to be very sharp since we are dealing with very small areas. So I have a tiny little leaf here. Each little leaf. Okay. I'm doing just the tiny ones. All right. So let's go back with our background color. The 920 light green. this design repeats itself throughout the wreath. So you can just go ahead and do all of the sap green all around in one shot, and then go over it with the light green. So now I'm going back in with this. Oh, okay, that was the light green. Now I'm going in with the sap green light. This is the kind of image that's fun to do while watching a movie, listening to music, or you have company over. You can just do all the background all around, so you don't really have to think. You can just relax and have fun. What I'm going to do with the white on the border here, I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. We'll have a nice smooth transition out. There we go. Okay, so with the Prussian, we've done these small leaves. Now we'll go into these bigger leaves and just do the bottom of each leaf. This one has a little line here. We'll follow that line. This one has this line here. We'll do the bottom of the leaf, the line, and the bottom of the leaf. This shade here, because this leaf is over this leaf. So are we getting a good vision of? Yes, we are. The line here and the bottom. The line and the bottom. So this is what we'll be doing all around as well. This shading here from this leaf to this leaf. All right. Oh, there's one little one here. Okay. Our next color will be the Peacock Green. So we have a nice sharp point. We'll go from the Prussian upwards. We can go lightly. This is a dark color, so we can go over the little line here. We're leaving the tip. Okay. We're going to go in with the lemon yellow and go upwards to blend this. And we're dragging some of that green out to the tip. So let me show you what I'm doing. So this is the combination we're doing right now: Prussian Green, Peacock Green, lemon yellow. So I did the Prussian Green first, then the Peacock. And what I did is I'm dragging out the color. See here what is happening. All right, so let's drag out that green upwards. We need some Peacock Green here. Let's drag that green out. All right. Okay. Like that. All right. The tiny little leaves, I'm going to go in with the light green right on top of them and blend in the Prussian Green that we left there. Just the very small leaves. Oh, we have another one here. This is one of my favorite books. If you want a little mini flip, let's do that. So, this is one of my favorites here, which I will definitely be doing. There's some moss there. Let's go in like this a little bit. The title page. These are in my favorite colors, of course. This one I have to finish. This one's done in polychromos. Now, I should mention though that this one here, I did following Marit's Colorful Adventures on YouTube with polychromos. This one I did following Karen's My Wonderful Country Life, and this one I did on my own but using the same colors. This one is nice too. I'll probably be doing this one too. I really like this one, so maybe that will be one that I will do. This one as well. And this one here. This I like also. I do like this one as well. This I like. I like doing castles, but like one big castle. The owl I like a lot too. Again, the round. I do like those very much. This little magical den. That's one I would like to do. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I know how I want to do that one. This is one I like as well. The pumpkin, maybe for next Halloween. The dragons. This is one I like also. This I've seen colored very beautifully. I like this as well. This was done following my colorful country life. I like this as well. I do like this one as well. I think I'd like to do this one just to practice the gems. This is very pretty, this one as well. You see, in a book, I don't need to like every single page because I know I'm not going to color the whole book. I only color pages that I really like. And the other pages are really liked by other people. That's what's nice about this. There's something for everybody. So I think I would color this page in the same palette as this one. See, this is a castle that I would do. I like that castle. This is gorgeous. I love underwater sea pictures. Okay. The rabbit has been done very nicely, so maybe I might try it. I'll see. And I do like doing bottles. Butterflies. the end. So, a quick little flip through. Let's get that zoomed in again. Okay. Now we've done this little section. Let's go in with with the Tuscan Red 937, Crimson Red 924, Pale Vermillion 921. Okay. So I will start with the darkest at the bottom of the petal. One line, two lines, maybe a third. The bottom, a little transition area, going lightly. So one line, two lines. Sometimes a line just going in that direction, like that. See this, this petal is going over this petal, so we'll put shade there. This petal is going over this petal, we'll put shade there, shading over here and over here. Okay, our next color is the 924 Crimson Red, so let's just go out with this one with lines. Turning the pencil in my hand to keep the point sharp. And with the Pale Vermillion 921, I will also just go out with lines. All right. I do like that. So what I'm going to do is contour with some Posca. Okay, let's put the cover on, shake it. Let's press a little bit like this on a piece of paper, because if it comes out very in a large quantity, you're not going to want that to happen on your page. It still has green color on it. So I've been using this one for 2 months, so it's starting to dry up. Let's try this one. Yeah, this one is good. If I do a little blob like this, just keep it pressed down. What I'm trying to do is get some of the paint to come out strongly. Okay, it doesn't want to. That's okay. All right, so I'm just going to There we go. Posca makes everything pretty. Okay, let's do the next flower that resembles this one here. So, bottom in Tuscan Red with a line going up like this and another one like this. There's a little area here that is open to the background. So I'm going to take the Prussian 109 and just color the little bottoms that are open between the petals, like I think this is the only flower that does that. Okay. Then I'm going in, okay, one little petal over here. Let's not forget that one, okay. All right, with the 924 Crimson Red, I'm just gonna go out in little lines. I'm going on top of the Tuscan Red that we have in the bottom here and just going upwards. All right, and then with the Pale Vermillion 921, all right, now with the Posca. I'll use the other one. So the one that's running better is the one that I've used less. I also bought it 2 months ago, but I've been using the other one mostly. And yes, I do have another backup. All right. Let's do this one over here. This one is going to be all dark because it's under the leaf here, which the leaves we were taking the sap, the light green, and going over them. Where are you? Oh, here, there. I'm just going to go where I see some tooth still out there. So, the Tuscan Red. And then the Crimson Red 924. I'm going to just go and do lines. And then with the Pale Vermillion 921. and our Posca pen. Like the way that you colored with the Posca, you can erase some of it. You can go right beside the Posca while it's wet and go ahead and fix some areas. All right. Let's go ahead and add some pink to this. Okay, with the Pale Vermillion, these smaller flowers here, we will color in. And with the pink, go over that. Brings us to more of a coral. And the TuscanRed at the bottom. Very lightly. With the Pale Vermillion, just make sure that it's blended in a little bit. And of course, the Posca. There we go. So let's do the same with the other. So for this combo, we have the TuscanRed 937, the Pale Vermillion 921, and the pink 929. So basically, this TuscanRed, Pale Vermillion, and we'll add the pink to the list. I will also add it in the description. So we're starting with our pink. All right, we're going down, no, we're going with the Pale Vermillion 921. Tuscan Red. This petal is very dark because it's underneath the other flower. So just doing the bottom, going up a little bit on the side. Please like and subscribe to this channel. That will help me be seen. And it's also encouraging for me because I'm thinking, okay, I have subscribers that appreciate my videos. I can go ahead and continue. With the poppy, I'll just blend that in a little bit. I'm leaving the Tuscan dark, but just making sure that the center is nice and blended. There we go. Oh, we have these ones here. How could we forget? I always forget something. Like the last page I did, the Christmas Village. I'm putting up the posts. I'm posting it on Facebook, on Instagram, and I'm going back just to make sure everything's okay. And then, whoops, I see, I forgot this little bit. Oh, I forgot that little bit. Oh, that's me, guys. Okay, like that. So these little petals that are underneath this flower can be darker. So I'm just darkening them with the Tuscan Red. And I'll just make sure that I have a nice center with the poppy, the Pale Vermillion. So I can make these a little bit darker because they're underneath the petals. All right, there we go. I can darken in between the leaves here, the petals, between the petals, like that. All right. With the first combo here, Sat Green Light 120 and Light Green 920. The little background. All right, I thought I was filming, but then I looked up and I was not filming. So I'm going to try and redo what I did so that you don't miss everything out. So what we did was the blue flowers. All right, we took the blue, the slate blue. Which is our lightest color on this flower. So Slate Blue 1024, Non-Photo Blue 919, Peacock Green 907. With the non-photo, we're going to start at the bottom of the petal and go up 3/4 of the way. We're not going around like this because then it's not going to look as nice. Because by going petal by petal, you're keeping the blacker. These lines will make the flower look prettier. With the Peacock Green 907 from the bottom here. And we'll blend that out a little with the Peacock. Okay, the yellow, we'll do all of these centers in yellow. And then we will contour the flower. We won't go in go further. Just these petals are just so tiny that I'd rather just do the outside. Okay, so these little will go around in the C shape. So on the side, the bottom, and the side, the side, the bottom, and the side. And we'll make sure that the center is nice and orange. Well, gives it a coral kind of color. And then with the Posca, okay, so where are we here? Like this. Okay. I have another one here that needs to be whitened. Yellow everywhere, little lemon yellow. Okay, let's do this flower right here because we did this one here, and I thought I was filming, but it was not filming. This time it's filming. Okay. Start with the Tuscan. You see between the petals here, we'll have some green. So let's take the Peacock Green. Then the TuscanRed, there's shady here and at the bottom. This petal is over this petal, so we have some shade here. At the top we have a little shade. shade here because this petal is over this petal. This petal is over this petal. This petal is over this petal, so we have shade here. Okay, with the red, Crimson Red 924. I'm just adding some lines. Turn the pencil in your hand to keep the point nice and sharp. Please like and subscribe to this video. All right, 921 Pale Vermillion. We'll do the same thing. Little lines like that. Okay, the tips, I'm gonna go with the Pale Vermilion in little circles so that the tips stay lighter than the rest of the flower. Okay, now with our white pencil, we'll make sure there's no tooth left, so wherever we see tooth, all right. Sure everything is nice and blended here. Okay, let's do this one here. The red. Pale Vermillion. Pen. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and do all of the background. So I will do a time lapse. So to get this a little quicker, the edge I will go in with the white. Make sure your white is clean when you come out with the white. So you can adjust as you go. Add a little bit of one or the other. That was just the sap green light 120, the light green 920. What? 120 sap green, 920 light green. So let's go on to a time lapse. So here's the page. Let's get that in here, there. I'm really excited about this page. I like it very much. So am I taping? I want to make sure I'm taping. And you'll see here that I didn't put any Posca here, and here I put Posca. I'm going to continue that way just so we can compare the two. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was these green leaves over here, right? So the way I did them was a little bit of Prussian and then a little bit of yellow. So I'm using the same pencils as before, right? So you can take a screenshot. I'm using the Prussian Green 109, the Lemon Yellow 915, and yeah, so these little leaves on this side here I did with Prussian Green. But that time I used the light green 920 to go over them. So that's how I did all these leaves. So this little fox is going to be really cute. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to go ahead and color around the fox. There should be in the, but yet I like how these leaves come out. So I have to decide that as I go. basically we just go around and around and do the same thing over and over again. So let's say we want to relax in front of the TV. Well, I take my combo, right? My non-photo blue, slate blue, and peacock green, right? And I'm good for a little while because I can just sit here and color all of these ones with the one pencil and then go with the second pencil. And I don't have to concentrate, it's the same thing everywhere. So that's quite relaxing. I'm trying not to go on the black lines to keep them really as black as possible, because this flower will not have Posca all around it. So I want those lines to stay black. So you see how fast it goes really when you're doing that one flower all around. You just keep going like that all around. And then the second one, non-photo 919. Again, you just keep going around. You don't really have to think about it. With the Peacock Green 907. So today is Saint Lucy, no, not Saint, it's Lucia Day. So in some cultures, they celebrate this day. And when we see in pictures a girl wearing a white dress and she's wearing a crown made of flowers and it has candles in the crown, and she's usually carrying a tray with cookies, because she wakes people up very, very early in the morning, so she has tea and cookies to offer them. There's much more about this if you want to go Google it, but yeah, so I saw on Hannah's Facebook, she was talking about that. There we go. So those are the blue flowers. And you'll notice there's that I left some white on the tips. So that's them. And then the next thing would be these flowers here in white. So just a little cluster of white flowers. Now, I would have to find the identical place. Where would that identical place be? Okay, so this flower here would be this flower here. Okay, so this would be the cluster here. So I'm going to so I'm not going on the line, I'm going beside the line. I want to keep the line and just add some Posca. Just around. You see I'm keeping the lines. Erase this one. I obviously didn't know that I was going to keep these flowers white when I put the the pink. Okay, the one thing I did do though is I put a little bit of blue in the petals. I bet when I'm doing snow, I use blue, slate blue. So. All right, so the background with our light green at 920. With our sap green, and the other one is the light green. Okay, so I like the little cluster of white flowers there. I think that we've covered all the flowers, and you'll be able to decide if you want to add Posca or not by comparing. You start with not putting Posca, and then you can decide if you want to put Posca or not. I prefer the Posca, personally. And then there's the white cluster of flowers here. I was going to make them coral like these little flowers here. But then I said, oh, it might be nice, a little cluster of white flowers. So I'll leave it like that to the end. If I don't like it, I can use a gel pen to go over them. And then with the yellow, you just go everywhere, all the centers of the flowers. So again, you have the one pencil and you're just going around. So, you know, it's the kind of coloring that is nice to do in front of the television. I know, not everybody's a TV person, but I like to watch people coloring on I put them on the TV on YouTube. And but I like movies a lot too. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for being here. And I think the next video that we come back to, we'll be able to do that little fox. That would be nice. All right, everybody. Let's call this a day. See you soon. Bye.